Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, and faculty to the 135th commencement at Oregon High School. It is with great pride that we celebrate together the accomplishments of the seniors before us today. I'm pleased to see so many of you here to honor this special class of graduates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Oregon High School Band under the direction of Mr. Nick Lane. Thank you to the Oregon Band and Mr. Lane. On behalf of the Oregon School District staff and the Board of Education, I would like to congratulate the class of 2019 on their graduation today. Congratulations. On July 27th, 2015, I came to a Jumpstart orientation to give a quick introduction and a rah-rah speech to a group of freshmen that didn't look ready and they didn't look like they knew what they were getting themselves into. I had been the middle school principal for 3 years, from 2010 to 2013, and had had the good fortune of knowing the seniors, juniors, and sophomores coming in my first year at Oregon High School. I did not know much about this group in front of me, but my first impression was that they looked a bit scared. That impression did not last long, however, and if there's one thing that's true about you, is that you are not a group that is afraid of much. 4 years ago, you walked in through the doors of OHS's Freshmen Full of Promise, and over the past 8 semesters, you've worked hard to achieve your potential. The scholarship, leadership, and character of this class is second to none. I'm hoping the lessons that you've learned here will help you find your place in the future, and I can tell you that I'm so very proud that I have been able to be the principal of this class for the past 4 years. This picture was on the board during rehearsal, and a student asked me, Mr. Pliner, was that your graduating class? And my remark to them was, this was actually Oregon High School 100 years ago, so it was not possible for me to be in this photo because I went to East. The Oregon Historical Society has this photograph in their archives. And again, think for a minute about how different the experiences were that these people experienced as high school students here. World War I was coming to an end in 1919. Women in the photograph would not yet have the right to vote. And if Oregon was similar to the rest of America, only about 20% of students would attain a high school diploma, while better than 97% of the class of 2019 will walk the stage today. This photo will also be in the Oregon Historical Society soon as well. And as a class, you have a shared history with one another. Many of you have come through 13 years of education in the Oregon School District, and many of you have joined us along the way, but there are connections between you as Oregon High School students in the class of 2019. There are also connections between you and every other class that has crossed this stage over the last 135 years. That there is a shared experience that transcends any one given class. In comparing the lived experiences and the pace of our lives we lead now, you might conclude that there's little common ground between you, the graduates of 2019, and those from 1919. Today, 3 students, Emmy, Grady, and Isabel, will speak on behalf of the class of 2019, and they will raise themes that I believe would be very similar that might have emerged from the class of 1919, and quite possibly will be relevant years and years into the future. They will speak about things that truly matter and truly are important. They'll share messages of hope for the future, of the importance of service to others, and the value of human connections. These ideals have always been in the hearts of young adults who seek to understand the world around them, to identify their place in it, and to make it better. After today, it is your job to make these ideals come alive and to help yourself, your community, and our world be a better place. I have no doubt that you're ready to assume your place in history and will take the words of your classmates to heart. You have the drive, the talent, and the ambition to make a difference. And I tell you that tomorrow morning when that school bell rings, it'll be really clear that the class of 2019 has left the building. It will be. I will miss your grace, your kindness, your humility, your leadership, your school spirit. I'll miss those good mornings in the morning, before the bell, and far too many that occurred after the bell. Dr. Bustler, they did not adjust well to that 7-minute early start. You are an amazing group. You have accomplished so much since that first Jumpstart meeting and have set your sights on a future beyond OHS. Your time is now. Congratulations to you all. I love you, 2019. In a moment, our student commencement speakers will share their thoughts, reflections, and advice. However, before I yield the podium to your classmates, I would like to introduce the dignitaries to assist with today's ceremony. I'm pleased to introduce our Oregon School Board members here: Steve Zock, Krista Flanagan, Tim LeBrun, Anna Bijak, Troy Pankratz, and Barb Feeney. Our district superintendent, Dr. Brian Bustler, will be responsible for certifying graduates here today, and we thank him for his leadership. I want to recognize some really important members of my team who are assisting with today's work as well. Ms. Griffin, Mr. Ashmore, Ms. Carr, and Mr. Grandberg, members of our administrative team. Thank you for your work with students today. I'm happy to introduce our honor marshals for today, Mr. George Wilson and Mr. Nelson Brownell, who will be, by the way, coaching our girls soccer team at the state tournament on Thursday. Thank you very much. Furthermore, the work of our senior class advisors is invaluable. We appreciate their being here to assist and celebrate during our ceremony as well. Thank you. One last bit of wisdom from me today. It's an amazing crowd. Want to talk exit strategy? Well, that seems a little out of place now. There really isn't a better place to put it in. To the best of our ability, if the lower part of our gym can work to exit toward the door 40 and door 39, that really helps the traffic flow. The hallways get incredibly congested. So just keep that in mind when our ceremony is done. At this point, I am happy to invite our first class speaker, Emmy Hannibal, to the podium for her graduation address.
My peers, faculty, class of 2019. There are very few moments in life in the old than the new, when the rising sun is just bright enough to color your and the past are as vivid as your visions of the future. Graduation is one of those moments, a moment of the past and a moment of the present. Now, our present, us sitting next to each other, is a representation of what will soon be in the past, so recognize the rarity of this moment. But I want to remind you that graduation is not just about remembrance. Graduation serves as a symbol of what our past has given us. It is a beacon of our future. And whatever that means to you, it is significant, because our horizon is uncategorically embedded in change, excitement, and uncertainty. It is a common trope of graduation speeches to prate about how much we have changed. And we have. Everyone does. Time has a way of forcing change, especially during adolescence. But who we are, our morals, our values, our character remain the same. Because no matter what happens to a person, they have an intrinsic essence to which they cannot alter. So I want you to realize that the change that we're about to experience is not going to fundamentally alter who we are. But I want you to be conscientious of the change that you do seek. Because sameness can often be disguised by physical change. Because we, as people, have a psychological tendency to gravitate towards groups based on that arbitrary sameness. Whether it's based on background, race, gender, region, or beliefs, we surround ourselves with groups that make us feel comfortable and safe. We see this phenomenon throughout society, from political parties to friendships. From political parties to friendship groups, there is an us and there is an other. We constantly create arbitrary separations between human beings as a way to rationalize our distance. I mention this because we are on the precipice of change. The community that we have called our home, our people, our group, for 4 years will cease to exist after this hour, and our connection to each other will slowly recede from our present to our past. As we all enter a new community, I ask you to be careful of the other that we pit ourselves against. Currently, we live in a more and more polarized society. Small differences in political beliefs and backgrounds now drive wedges between vast amounts of people. In Oregon, we have been somewhat shielded from this division. Our exposure to it is news reporters creating about how divided our country is. So I ask you to not throw your hands and feed into the system that perpetuates it. Find people whose ideology is drastically different from your own. Find people whose background are not from suburban Wisconsin. Find people who will not perpetuate the same community that you come from. Now is a time of change. Embrace it. I urge you to seek growth rather than continuity. Don't find your new Oregon community after you leave. Talk to people who actively challenge you to be a better and different person. Read papers that don't align with your views or perspective. Listen to stories that dispute what you thought you knew. The battle against ignorance and hatred is not won through extreme changes, but through individuals consciously choosing to understand the perspectives of others. Now I move to excitement. We are at the precipice of a new life, a new people, a new environment. We now have the opportunity to stand as individuals, to live on our own, and to define who we want to be for ourselves. It is powerful because now we are the ones who get to question and push society toward a new direction. Whether it is with the environment, equality, an invention, a new business, or whatever we set our minds to, we are the ones who get to decide that direction. Our excitement is in that point, and the more energy and fervor that we bring to this moment and those that to follow will make what we change and become that much greater. In stepping toward our horizon, there is an intrinsic uncertainty to our movement. No matter how much advice is given to us or how much we prepare, part of our experiencing the future is accepting the fact that much of what happens to us is random. Even our assembly today is random. There is no reason, except regional proximity, that for our class to be graduating together. I could be easily at McFarland High School right now, sitting with the same class that I grew up with, but through chance, I'm with you here all, and I'm changed because of it. So let's walk into that uncertainty head on. We've had 4 years of consistency. Let's seek for something different than what we know. Even with the change, excitement, uncertainty, we will always be Oregon High School graduates. We will always have what was. No matter where we go, who we become, what we do, we will all share a beginning of Oregon. I will never forget where I came from or the lasting impacts that you all had on my life. Thank you for these 4 years. I now have the pleasure of introducing Graydon Gruco as our next class speaker.
Thank you, Emmy, for that wonderful opening address. Class of 2019, we have made it through 4 turbulent yet memorable years of high school. From waking up before dawn for morning practices and staying late into the night for rehearsals, to navigating sometimes unclear and tense personal relationships, we've been through a lot together, and I think that this merits a round of applause. I look around this room and I see a lot of familiar faces, some new ones and a couple of scary ones. Yikes, Mr. C. During the slew of assignments and responsibilities that come with high school, I know I often forgot to slow down, live in the present, and get to know those within my community here at OHS. In an attempt to right this wrong, here we go. Hi, I'm Grady, and we went to high school together. Now, before I ask this next question, I want to say that I honestly want to hear all of your voices. Be truthful. Don't just answer with a casual good and move on, but reflect a little and be candid. So, how are you? Great, I feel so much closer to all of you already. The summer of 2018, I went on a mission trip to Toronto, Ontario. One afternoon, one of the organizations we were working with took us downtown to interact with and learn from people affected by homelessness. It was a humbling experience, as I learned a lot and built connections with those who are often ignored by greater society. When I think about the time that I spent here, I remember one person more than the rest, and her name was Sandra Johnson. She had an air of joy about her. She was lively, animated, vivacious even. She would laugh at jokes, crack some herself, and in general have a good time. I distinctly remember the smile lines carved through her face. After chatting for a while, I felt compelled to ask her, "What is your secret to being so happy?" I know that in today's society, it can be hard to be joyful, even when we have so much to be joyful about. We have electricity, running water, civil liberties, food to eat, and roofs over our heads. Here was Sandra, without many of these conveniences, and she was probably the happiest person that I've ever met. I'll hold her response to my question close to my heart always. She reiterated a sentiment we've all heard before, but only when framed like this did it really hit home for me. The measure of a life truly well lived is not the amount of money in your bank account, but rather the amount of people at your funeral. Right? So we've all heard that before, but these words stuck in my head and made me so thankful for those that I've met and grown alongside during these last 4 years. As social beings, it's important to reach out and be in community with one another. Harvard Medicine states that studies have shown that people who have satisfying relationships with family, friends, and their community are happier, have fewer health problems, and live longer. We all benefit by being in community with one another. But no relationship is perfect. There's no doubt that relationships take work, and I want to share with you a few habits that I tried to implement after hearing Sandra's wise words. 1, be friendly. To show you what I mean, I'm going to start off by painting a picture. So it's between 3rd and 4th hour. Imagine you're doing whatever you did then, the path that you would take, the people you'd walk with, but today, you had to speak with the teacher after class. You aren't in trouble, perhaps just catching up on a late assignment you missed, but that sets you back a couple of minutes. The halls aren't as crowded as normal, and you briskly walk to your next class. You turn a corner, and there's a classmate, someone you've gone to school with for 13 years, and I know I've done this too, but you just walk by. Posters on the wall become pretty interesting. How easy would it have been to say hello to that person who you've known for 72.2222% of your life, and yes, don't even try and act like you're surprised, I did the math. I know these situations would have been a lot less awkward and a lot more pleasant. Acknowledge those around you. More than that, acknowledge those who you're close to. Who comes to mind when I say this? Parents, grandparents, siblings, or friends? Well, after you walk across this stage, please let them know what they mean to you. I get it might be uncomfortable. We're teenagers, we're moody, angsty, smelly even sometimes, but the people that we care about most would do anything to spend quality time with us, so do it. And number 3, see the good. One of the things that I find drives most of the wedges between me and others that can turn discussion into a sour debate is assuming negative intent. When we assume others are inherently out to get us, it dehumanizes us. Everyone else becomes the other or the enemy. And I think it's a huge factor in most of the most heinous crimes we see committed globally. Contrary to this, positive intent can bring individuals, communities, and even entire nations together. Giving people the benefit of the doubt is not only easier on our hearts, but in our relationships too. Class of 2019, we are getting ready to go out into the world as full-fledged members of society. We aren't just products on an assembly line, no. We all have goals, ambitions, desires, and even fears that make us truly unique as individuals. Think about how much different you are than you were a freshman year. These intangibles will obviously change with time. However, one thing that will never change is how well these truths will serve you if you can think to implement them throughout your life. I truly believe that you get back what you put in. So be friendly, spend time with those who love you, and assume positive intent. If you can keep these 3 fundamental social truths in mind, you can watch your life explode with positivity. Class of 2019, from what I've seen in our time together, I'll see you all when we all land among the stars. Thank you. I am now honored to introduce our final class speaker, Isabel Cryer.
Family, friends, faculty, and my fellow classmates of the class of 2019, good afternoon. As I prepared for this speech and reflected upon the last 4 years, I thought that a common theme for all of us would be thanking Oregon. As such, I would like to begin by thanking everyone who has supported each and every one of us throughout these past 4 years. It's a relief to be able to say that we made it, as graduating high school is an immense step into the new adventures of our lives. As we launch into this fresh start, I'm positive that we are all experiencing many emotions. Even today, as I stand before you, I find myself experiencing so many emotions at once. The most prominent emotion I'm feeling is accomplishment. I can happily say that we, the class of 2019, have finally made our way through 13 years of schooling, which, like Grady said, is the same as over 2/3 of our lives. I think we can all agree that it hasn't been easy whatsoever, which just proves that we've earned this. It's so fascinating to me that it feels like just yesterday when we all stepped foot into OHS for the first time and thought to ourselves, I can't wait to be a senior. Now, don't get me wrong, Mr. Pliner and everyone in the OHS staff. We love you to pieces, but we've never been more ready to move on from this part of our lives. It wasn't long until wishing to be a senior as freshmen turned into wishing to get out of high school as soon as possible. And well, look at where we all are right now. We're leaving. Love that for us. But before I move on from talking about this great milestone, I want to mention that graduation is not just an end goal, but the completion of one of the hardest steps in our lives' journey this far. To me, graduation is just another starting point, a launch into the next journey of our lives. Receiving your high school diploma should not be your final triumph, but rather an emergence into wherever life chooses to take us. Getting through high school was definitely a hefty task, and I'm positive that I'm not the only one who struggled severely with senioritis this past semester. But without all of the hardship and effort we put into our educations, today would not be nearly as special as it feels right now. The students sitting in this gym survived taking 4 years of English, asking Mr. Hookstead if he could please just take his eye out one time, struggling to keep up in AP you name it, wincing at the countless bruises on our arms from archery, and of course, forever knowing that the mitochondria is indeed the powerhouse of the cell. And how neat is that? That's pretty neat. Yet, with this huge feeling of accomplishment, I'm also extremely anxious. I know I'm not alone when I say that the future scares me to an extent. We all know that life will have countless ups and downs because everyone says that. But we've just got to keep pushing through these hurdles that get put into our path. I mean, life's problems wouldn't be called hurdles if there wasn't a way to get over them. I believe that we can overcome any obstacle that will hit us, as we have already overcome so many issues within the past 4 years. However, I'm not only anxious about the future, but also about what I'm doing right now. Maybe the thought, wow, it must be terrifying to stand in front of everyone and deliver a speech. And you're right. My violin teacher always told me that playing for strangers is easier than playing for home. And you all are my home. Which leads me to another emotion that I'm feeling at this very moment, sadness. I've been in the Oregon School District since kindergarten, making it my first and only home. Many of us have gone through Pioneer Days, listened to Gangnam Style in RCI, watched dodgeball games in middle school, evacuated the building because OHS was on fire, and also getting a huge referendum passed, which brought us so many new opportunities to grow in our education. Honestly, our lives have revolved around this community and the students who arrive to OHS right before the bell every day, like me. Everyone sitting in front of me right now has shaped me into who I am and who I aspire to be. So teachers, staff members, parents, and friends, I thank you all for that. But because I've become comfortable here throughout the past 13 years, I'm both excited and apprehensive for the end of this journey and the start of something new. Some of us are going into trades, some of us are going straight into work, and some of us are going to continue our education. Some of us are staying here in Wisconsin, and some of us are leaving to other states. But no matter what we plan on doing or where we plan on going, we all came from this very high school. And it's scary to leave everything you've known for so long, but as I was thinking about it, I've felt this exact same way before. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this speech, when it was the first day of high school. And I think we've all done just fine, even great, haven't we? And yet we shouldn't stop here. This graduation only proves that each and every one of us are so capable of accomplishing our dreams, our goals, and being committed to what we want. I hope we can all view this day as an example that we can do anything we set our minds to, even if it's not necessarily something we would like to do. Nothing worthwhile is easy. Life changes in a moment, so invest yourself in everything, every day, especially today. And my cap is falling off, so I'm just gonna. Thomas Jefferson said, "I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past." So to my fellow classmates, use the memories and the lessons you've learned here at OHS as a starting place for what's to come in the future. For past is prologue, and the ceremony will soon be over, and the real world is only just beginning. It's imperative in this time of our lives to remember that everything worth reaching for lies outside of your comfort zone. And with this, the statement, "I can't wait to get out of high school," becomes a more difficult thing for us to say as we realize how happy and comfortable we were here in Oregon, attending what will forever be and remain our high school. And as my speech comes to a close, I'd like to get back to my idea of thanking Oregon by saying thank you to the entire OHS staff for guiding our educations for the past 4 years. So to finish, I thought we could do one more thing all together. If I could have every single one of my classmates say thank you, Oregon, on the count of 3, that would be amazing. All ready? So 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Oregon! And thank you all very, very much for your attention. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite the members of the Oregon Senior Choir, under the direction of Mrs. Jen Yancey, to the stage.
they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be.
I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you.
And 1,000 years will be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through.
And I won't look back. I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part. For a hero's strength is measured by his heart. Like a shooting star, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its heart. I don't care how far. I will go the distance till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms. I will search the world. I will face its heart till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms.
I would like to give one more round of applause to our senior choir under the direction of Miss Yancey. Beautiful job. Now for certification of graduates, Dr. Brian Busler, District Superintendent for the Oregon School District, will preside over the presentation of diplomas. Dr. Busler, the mic is yours.
This is a terrific day for the class of 2019. I extend to all of you congratulations on behalf of the Oregon School District on your successful high school careers. You have listened to your class of 2019 speakers and to your principal, Mr. Pliner. They have shared important and inspiring messages with you. My comments will be short and straight to the point because I realize I'm standing between you and your diplomas. I'll offer two really simple thoughts. First, continue to be a lifelong learner. This will help you. As you practice your lifelong learning skills, focus on something you already know how to do. You've learned this at home, and you've learned it in kindergarten. Be kind. I'll let that soak in for a second. Be kind. The idea is simple. Sometimes the application is very difficult. Yes, being kind is something that will benefit you and others around you. Kindness helps the world be a better place, especially everyone you come in contact with. You will have numerous opportunities in the years ahead to interact with family, friends, coworkers, fellow students, total strangers, and people that need a little kindness. Always choose to be kind. Here's a second simple idea. You can think of this as something you can do often and throughout your entire life. It will also likely benefit you if you practice this idea on a regular basis, and you don't have to do it daily. In the months and years ahead, write down a few goals about you and your future. Check in on your goals. Take care of them. Water them, feed them. Share your goals and dreams with others. Reflect on them over time, and most importantly, adjust them as you see fit. And here's one of the key parts. Make sure they are your goals, not someone else's goals for you. You are the main character in your life story, the author of your future. You can make it a great one. Best wishes to the class of 2019. Next is the distribution of your Oregon diplomas. As we prepare for the distribution of diplomas, I will call upon the Oregon Board of Education and Mr. Pliner to come forward to distribute diplomas on behalf of the Oregon School District. Board members and Mr. Pliner, please come forward. Furthermore, I hereby certify to you that these members of the class of 2019 of the Oregon High School have fulfilled all the requirements of the Oregon Board of Education and the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction.
Alexis Ace. Logan Ackerman. Kristen Acuna Wete. Austin Adams. Ben Adams. Riley Adkins. Yusuf Al-Tamimi. Anissa Allen. Harrison Allen. Mina Alvarado. Kevin Avorid. Paige Anderson. Cameron Armstrong. Victoria Ashworth. Julia Auert. Jacob Ayers. Braden Baker. Kevin Bambro. Ethan Bauer. Lauren Beauchesne. Connor Belville. Sean Benet. Oscar Bennett. Zachary Bennett. Channing Berger. Caitlin Byler. Zachary Bonnell. Nicholas Borden. Colin Bratz. Sebastian Brady. Christian Branson. Noah Brindley. Isaiah Brule. Sawyer Brown. Tristan Brzezinski. Julie Bull. Austin Burkholder. Datania Bush. Sean Bykowski. Louise Byerly. Christian Carlos. Max Carnes. Cameron Carpenter. Chloe Chatfield. Sophia Choles. Bailey Violet Clark. Madison Condua. Kieran Connery. Amanda Cook. Autumn Kopus. Logan Kopus. Ross Carell. Brooks Corliss. Macy Cox. John Coughlin. Peter Craig. William Deem. Autumn Croissant. Rachel Dupoit. John Dewey. Jotika Dietrich. Dylan DiMaggio. Sarah Dragoni. Paul Dreyer. Megan Duff. Jade Dermay. Isaac Ebert. Scarlett Iguanawu. Katie Isley. Timmery Ethan. Nathaniel Ellingson. Carter Erickson. Autumn Faircloth. Ariana Farmer. Olivia Fingerson. Mason Fink. CJ Fisher. Abby Fitch. Devin Fitzgerald. Erin Flanagan. Zachary Fulmer. Jake Fountain. Carson Furnace Smedley. Bailey Gable. Chloe Gahagan. Caden Ganser. Ian Ganchert. Michelle Garcia. Mackenzie Gard. Casey Garton. Chloe Gates. Alexandra Goins. Vanessa Goltz. Giovanni Gonzalez. Ethan Gronier. Dylan Gorman. Jonathan Grover. Graydon Grukow. Jordan Hake. Taryn Hale. Samantha Hanner. Emmanuel Hannibal. Cameron Hansen. Shelby Hargis. Elise Hervancic. Jack Hoffel. Carter Hendrickson. Galia Hernandez. Miguel Hernandez. Lucas Hess. Benjamin Hessler. Ella Hughes. Gabriella Hutchins. Blake Jennings. Bailey Jared. Ashley Johnson. Brooke Johnson. Owen Johnson. Erin Johnston. Ellie Jordan. Breck Cather. Elisa Cather. Caroline Kale. Faith Calvig. Alexis Carls. Gabriel Carr. Olivia Keast. Carson Kiesling. Cameron Keller. Jackson King. Sophie Kiechatop. Annika Klon. Montana Klain. Jonathan Classy. Sarah Clemmy. Caitlin Kleminski. Raina Klingeman. Maxwell Klepping. Cassandra Cluck. John Kluss. Maya Napton. Mara Complin.
Emily Canop. Lauren Court. Chloe Krause. Isabel Cryer. Merritt Kugel. Gabrielle Lacourse. Zachary Laframboise. Hunter Lappin. Reed Loftman. Acacia Learish. Shamari Lee. Emily Lehman. Athena Levesque. Ryan Lewandowski. Randy Lewis. Samantha Lichty. Delame Lindmeyer. Nolan Look. Carla Lopez. Carlos Lopez. Jessica Lorenz. Rebecca Lust. Levi Mayu. Tyler Markham. Christian Markwart. Timothy Martin. Jacob Martinson. Jared Mason. Julie Maurer. Jane Motts. Ethan Mayu. Brooke McCallum. Colin McCombs. Patrick McCormick. Sydney McKee. Steele Mellum. Jordan Mary. Anna Mahowski. Sophie Mahowski. Elizabeth Mickelson. Ian Moran. Duncan Morgan. Samuel Mueller. Jake Mullenberg. Ava Murphy. Madison Nedelkoff. Hunter Newton. Will Olkey. Hector Ortega. Javina Paul. Allison Payne. Beckon Pearson. Sarah Pedraza Lopez. Joshua Piper. Kathleen Reef. Drew Reynolds. Colton Rich. Lauren Reeder. Jensen Rindy. Sedona Roberts. Joanna Robinson. Joshua Rockwell. Leah Rogers. Riley Rogowski. Samuel Roloff. Zachary Roscos. Matthew Rush. Garish Russell. Keisha Samu. Daniel Santoski. Grace Sazarowski. Ashley Saunders. Stone Sharmer. Gage Children. Garrett Schmidt. Grace Schmidt. Rachel Schofield. Kyler Schriever. Sam Schroeder. Riley Schultz. Zachary Schultz. Brandon Schultz. Hogan Scholes. Caden Seeliger. William Sanghorn. Eden Shambuk. Kaylee Shaw. John Scheel. Madeline Shook. Casey Simplot. Ryan Sipe. Catherine Small. Brock Smalley. Julian Schauderman. Jillian. Caitlin Sadaki. Travis Spangler. Coral Spildy. Peyton Spildy. Autumn Stack. Garrett Starkman. Amanda Starr. Jenna Statz. Mallory Steenslin. Our next graduate, Marine Corps Private Marcus Steindl, is unable to attend as he's engaged in infantry training at Camp Pendleton, California. We congratulate Marcus and thank him for his service. Kurt Steinhorst. Madison Stolen. Stevie Stout. Matthew Strassman. Clara Studeman. Kyle Swangstu. Madison Schwartzmiller. Morgan Swenson. Lindsay Swigum. Keon Zudi. Ryan Taplick. Kendra Tabist. Jeffrey Thomas. Molly Thornton. Gracie Teet. Zachary Tower. Elizabeth Traska. Faith Trinidad. Ashlyn Uselman. Kathleen Van Scheidt. Ethan Victorson. Alex Vondra. Kelly Wagner. Natalie Walker. Amy Weiss. Jenna Weiss. Lauren Weiss. Hadley Went. Henry Wiedemann. Sophia Wilkie. Bennett Wilkinson. Aaron Werndt. Ethan James Weiland. Elizabeth Wissick. Ricardo Shelwa. Justin Yawn. Marissa Zintel. Ava Zahowski.
As the superintendent of the schools, I have the privilege to ask Student Council Executive Officers Emily Lehman and Becken Pearson to please come to the stage and lead their class in the changing of the tassel.
1, 2, 3. At this time, please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, 2019. We did it!